It's time for the State Champs Friday Night Football Show on 11:30 a.m. WDFN The Fan. A recap of all the local prep football action presented by Lawrence Technological University. Now your hosts, Lauren Plant and Tom Markowski from the Detroit News.
Welcome back to the State Champs Friday Night High School Football Show. My name is Lauren Plant. It is just past 11 p.m. Time for our look inside our presenting sponsor, Lawrence Technological University. Now, I know that trying to figure out, you teenagers, you high schoolers, what you want to do with your life as you prepare for college, it can be tough. Our goal here is to give you an idea on career paths by talking about specific degree programs with an LTU department chair. Tonight I'm chatting for a few minutes with Dr. Ken Cook, who is the chair of the engineering program at Lawrence Tech. Dr. Cook, thanks for calling in this Friday night, and thanks for brushing up and going to a high school football game.
Well, thank you very much, Lauren.
I understand you went to the Pioneer-Chelsea game, correct?
I did, in Ann Arbor. My granddaughter goes to that high school, and then she's in the marching band, and so when I heard she was going to be playing, and I thought, well, let's go see a football game. So my wife and I drove over, and it was an exciting game. It was one of those nail-biters, and they didn't know who was going to win till the last, and Pioneer won 22-21.
Absolutely, and that's a big win for Pioneer. That's an upset.
It is.
So they must have been going crazy.
They were.
All right, well, now you know. Now you're in our world, and you see what we deal with, so it's a lot of fun. All right, well, let's talk about engineering. And first off, for those who really aren't sure what an engineer does, because I'm sure there are a lot of kids that are like, engineer, they're thinking like train conductors. Describe the role an engineer plays in our lives, because they're problem solvers, right?
Yeah, well, Lauren, ours is actually engineering technology, which is a multidiscipline engineering technology degree.
Right.
And what happens is, as you know, many of the things that we use today, every day, engineers and technologists develop. Scientists discover things, but engineers make things that never existed before. Take things like the iPod or the cell phone or our communication networks. Those were all developed by engineers and technologists that have used all the things that scientists and mathematicians give us as our tools, and we put to use and develop products for the real world, sustainable products, energy-saving products. And in the outcome of that, you have to be a leader. You have to have an entrepreneurial spirit and a mindset in order to pull all of this off.
So all right, well, that's great. And you know what? Let's say I'm a high school student right now, and I'm trying to figure out my strengths and weaknesses. Do you need to be just a math whiz in order to be an engineer, or is mathematics just a part of how an engineer handles an issue?
It's just one of your tools. If you want to think of it, mathematics is like if you go to a garage and a mechanic opens his toolbox, the tools that are in there, mathematics is the same as the tools that you carry in your toolbox, just like the physics and the chemistry and the material sciences that you will use in forming your career in the engineering and engineering technology fields.
Beautiful. Now we're speaking with Dr. Ken Cook, the department chair of the engineering technology program at Lawrence Tech here on State Champs. Now, for those parents who want to guide their sons and daughters on a solid career path when sending them off to college, how valuable are engineers in today's economy?
Exceptionally valuable. In fact, the U.S. Labor Department says that this is still a growing term of employment. I know we hear about jobs being farmed out overseas all the time.
Right.
But even though the common labor may be farmed out, we have many of our graduates who actually manage plants that some of the manufacturing may have been farmed to Mexico or overseas. In fact, some of those engineers and technologists are actually adjunct professors in our program. And we use many adjunct professors because they bring their real-world experience back into the classroom. One of the classes that I happen to teach is Senior Projects, which is a capstone class in which the students form entrepreneurial teams which would start up businesses. And we actually brainstorm and come up with new products. In fact, one of the products has to do with football.
Nice.
Here about 2 years ago, one of the gentlemen that was in one of our classes brought up the idea. He says, when I played football, I was up from the northern part of Michigan. He says, my ears used to freeze so bad during games. He said, I couldn't stand it. So they worked on a product that was, you could either place in a helmet, in a football helmet, or remove it from a helmet. It had to be made of a special sponge material with a soft outside warming area, but you wanted to be able to hear the calls of the quarterback when you wore these, and it would keep your ears warm. And they developed this product. In fact, Riddell Sporting Goods at one time was looking at that. I don't know if they've commercialized on that or not because they've graduated and gone on to their careers.
Right. Now, I know that LTU has one of the best, if not the best, engineering school in the nation. Can you cite some graduate success stories, like the one you just told, that maybe people will be aware of?
Graduate success stories. Well, once they go on, I kind of lose track of them, except when they come back after they've been out in the field for a while.
Right.
I know that some of our graduates right now, I can think of one, and I won't just mention names, but
sure.
A young lady who went through our engineering technology program is now in charge of all plant and facilities for Hiram Waka Corporation over in Canada. That's just one of them. Another one is in charge of all fire control systems for the United States for Siemens Corporation. Another one manages a whole plant for Ford Motor Company.
So just a wide variety of occupations.
They are. I would like to, if I could, tell you a couple of the projects that some of the students just recently have developed.
Sure.
And one of them, we call everybody hates the orange barrels because, as you know, the construction that they're on. But they've actually taken a construction barrel and that battery flashing light that's on top. Usually the batteries wear out or they're maybe charged by photovoltaic sunlight. And, of course, in the wintertime, they don't work very well. Their idea was to put a little air generator that would charge the battery by the gusts of air that's created by passing cars during the day and to keep the battery charged. This was a very successful project, and I don't know what commercialization. One of the things that happens in these senior projects or these capstone classes, if the students work on it and fund it themselves, they are able to take it out and further develop that. Another one that they use some technology that is local to the Detroit industry, and that's energy conversion systems where they make flexible photocells. They actually produced a power shield. It's an umbrella for the beach or for your house. It contains flexible photocells, and it has a battery backup DC system where you can run your laptop or recharge your iPhone or your iPod, I should say, or your laptops. It was a very, very popular little product that they made.
Absolutely. These are the jobs of the future. They're of the now, and they're something that hopefully we can get some people excited about to go and check out at Lawrence Tech. So if I want to explore everything that the engineering technology program has to offer, I should do what, Dr. Cook?
If you want to explore it?
Yeah, if we want to go check it out. We want to see what it's all about.
Well, you could visit our website, or of course you can always call us. We love to talk to students, and we would love to counsel them and point them in the right direction. One of the things that I find that students have a lot in their mind today about careers is they tend to target like one area. They say, well, I would like to work in race cars. And I tell them, well, if you like to work in race cars, why do you like that? Do you like it because you like the mechanics of the race car? Would you like to make the parts, or would you like to repair them? Would you like to just build them? And when they talk about it, I says, well, then really what you're really interested in is either mechanical engineering or mechanical engineering technology. And if you work in that field, you may not work directly on a race car, but you may work in some automotive area related to race cars. But the way that you got there is because of your aptitude for mechanical devices. And they agree with that. The same with electrical or civil. And I find that sometimes the students, when they first want to look and talk about careers, they only target a very narrow market. I try to find out what really interests them and what's their strengths of what they're interested in, and that will turn them on the direction of the career that they'll have for the future.
All right. Dr. Ken Cook, Chair of the Engineering Technology Department at Lawrence Tech, thank you so much for calling in. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care. And once again, if you want to learn about anything Lawrence Tech University, just go to their website, ltu.edu.